Hey, what's good? It's your boy TiltedByDefault. I have actually just done a 45-minute long video of me giving my first response, my first thoughts to this patch note as I read it, but the video didn't record properly. So yeah, I am the best content creator in the world. So I thought what I'd do is go over the patch notes and just give you the most, the biggest new features and what I think about them. So update 8.1 patch notes. Season 8 soon here brings massive changes to the island of Sanhok. You will get to see loads of pictures of the new Sanhok changes that they've made, including the new loot truck, which is an interesting one. I hadn't actually heard of before these patch notes came out. I'm sure a lot of you haven't, so we'll look at that. The new ranked season, which I've got some very disappointing news about this ranked season. I'm actually gutted, to be honest, but we'll get into that. Alright, so Sanhok Remastered, and they give us lots of lovely pictures. So this is the new boot camp, which looks a lot more like a militarized zone now, to be fair, rather than what it was, with your car park with all the basic cars in, not even military style cars. So you've got little watchtowers here now. I like the look of this new boot camp, to be fair. There's also, you can't see it here, but there's actually a bridge going towards the northwest island from boot camp, which gives you another reason to land there. Yeah, this is a new quarry here that made a lot of changes to it. Old version of quarry was a beloved yet terribly imbalanced experience. We've done a lot of work to make it a unique location, fun and fair for those who find themselves in it, which is true. A lot of the times the only reason you'd find yourself down in the quarry was because you had to escape the blue zone, and most of the time you'd die in there. Unless you didn't find anyone. It was when you found yourself down here and getting shot at, it was just crap. It was really not a fun experience. So this new one, they got some little bridges going across. It looks better. I still, to be honest, will be avoiding this place. It doesn't look like somewhere I would choose to go. But if you do find yourself here, due to the blue, I think you've got a fighting chance now at least. Airfield, previously Mong Nai. I never went to Mong Nai. Like literally, this doesn't even look familiar to me. All these trees here, this little tree patch. What are these called again? Little planes. What are they called? Motor gliders. That's one. They've added gliders to Sanhok, but they will only spawn here at this airfield, which is where Mong Nai was. Which gives you a reason to go to it. To be fair, they're also adding this to ranked. It says it later on in the patch notes. They're adding gliders on Sanhok to ranked, but they're only found at this airfield. So yeah, it gives you a reason to go to Mong Nai. So I like that. I do like it. So the docks are being changed to Getaway. Personally, I like docks, so I'm not happy that they've changed this. Ruins is now changed to this huge temple thing. Quite a few big buildings. I mean, I don't like this because they go on to, in this patch notes, they said that the main reasons for changing Sanhok is because it was imbalanced with low line of sight everywhere, which is why the Vector was so OP on Sanhok, because when you get into a fight on Sanhok, it's usually within 50 meters. You can be stood somewhere with your squad and all of a sudden someone goes, oh, team on me, and they're literally like on you. So that doesn't happen very often on Erangel and Miramar. I mean, it still can happen, but it happened often on Sanhok. And that's why if you weren't using the Vector on Sanhok, you were pretty much inting. So they've changed this, but if you look at this, it looks like any fight you have here is going to be within a couple of meters. Any wall, all these walls here and all these buildings, wherever you go, your line of sight is like a meter or two. So I think this is just going to be full of vectors and shotguns, and where all the noobs are sitting 3Ping in buildings. Not a big fan of it, but by the looks of it, don't think I'll be going there very often. But to be fair, I never used to go to the old ruins anyway. Mountains area in Sanhok. The mountainous area in Sanhok certainly make for topographical diversity, but when it came to actual gameplay implications, that's a lot of big words, topographical implications. There were a number of issues here. Players caught up here with the blue zone approach and were left with few options, one of which was jumping and hoping for the best, true. The other is the straight up high ground advantage with little to no counterplay from those caught below. With these thoughts in mind, we've added additional pathways to reach it, adding some flanking options for the team with the high ground to defend against. Yeah, I like that. one of the worst parts of Sanhok was when the zone went up into this mountain and you just couldn't get there. Maybe there was one route to get up and there was a team camping it, and it was just horrible. It was horrible. There's no two ways about it. So I'm glad they've added some new routes up the mountain. So they've changed the look of the cave a bit. It's now got a big temple down there, as well as the original loot. Personally, didn't think they needed to change cave again, but you know, it is what it is. River, I like these changes a lot to the river. As you can see, it's a lot thinner now. Again, a lot of the reasons you die on Sanhok was because you had to go from one of the land masses to another land mass by there weren't many bridges to cross over, and most of them would have been camped and you would have died going over them. So a lot of the times you had to resort to going through the river, and the river was so wide and there was so little cover either side of the river that usually you die doing that as well. Now there's cover either side of the river and it looks about 8 foot across. I could long jump that. So yeah, a lot thinner river with cover. I think this is really going to make the map a lot more skill based. You're not going to have as many good players dying to lesser players simply because the lesser players had the better position. The zone helped them basically. You aren't going to have that anywhere near as often. So I'm looking forward to that. Painan, Cow, Sanmi, Kampong are all changing. Yeah, I don't think that'll make a huge difference to be fair, but you're going to have to get used to a new layout of them. If any of these are your main drop, it might take some getting used to. I personally don't really drop at these places, so it won't make much of a difference. Barn, they're getting rid of this ugly, stupid thing here, right near the middle of the map, which you could get shot from 360 degrees anywhere when you were here. There was no cover, it was pointless, horrible, no one wanted to go there. It's now a little compound. So, yeah, that's good. Makes sense for them to change that. New feature, the loot truck. Looks more like a Homer Simpson Mr. Plow truck, to be honest. But the loot truck is a brand new feature that gives players an additional, albeit risky, way to gear up. Trucks spawn in one of several garages around the island and drive along the roads, enticing players to attack them. As these trucks take damage, they will drop some loot and continue on their way. So these are basically mobile pinatas. Players persistent enough to destroy the truck will be rewarded with an even bigger cache of weapons and gear for you and your squad. Be careful when attacking these rolling behemoths though, they can take a lot of damage and doing so will certainly draw some attention. But it gets better. The loot, so the loot that they actually drop, loot drops can be damaged and destroyed by weapons throwables, however the loot truck takes reduced damage compared to other vehicles, blah blah blah, where is it? Exclusive weapons, so upon being destroyed, loot trucks explode and give access to a large amount of top tier loot, including possibly exclusive weapon loot. Exclusive weapons are pre-skinned, specially named weapons decked out with attachments. So that's essentially what you see on a lot of other Battle Royale games, guns that come pre-attached. I'm not sure how I feel about it. As long as the guns aren't OP, ridiculously OP, then yeah, it's a good change. I'm interested to see how. So this basically spawns at a garage. There's 4 of them on the map. 4 of them will spawn at 4 different garages, and they will just go driving along the road, and you can shoot at them. But I'm interested to see how fast they go, because if they go really fast, then obviously people are going to get run over by them and die. But if they go really slow, you could actually use them as cover. If they're only going like 5-10 kilometers an hour, which I imagine they probably will, you could actually run alongside them and get into zone while using it as cover. So that could add a whole new element to the game. Sanhok balance update. The remastered Sanhok will feature mostly similar item spawns compared to previous versions of Sanhok, although there are some changes. The Panzerfaust, which is the RPG, is going to be added to the normal world loot, and the C4 has been removed. However, the C4 is not in ranked, so I'm just wondering if they're going to add the Panzerfaust to ranked, but I don't think they will, because it says the C4 has been removed from Sanhok, but C4 was never in ranked anyway, so I'm hoping that means the Panzerfaust won't be in ranked. Weather's remastered Sanhok will feature clear day, sunrise, sunset, and overcast. Blah, blah, blah. New Survivor Pass changes. With a new season comes a new Survivor Pass. Payback lets you earn nearly 100 new skins as you explore the remastered island of Sanhok. Complete special missions to unlock unique weapon skins and face paints. We've also increased the XP you can earn through playing and surviving up to 7,200 XP per day. I don't buy the pass personally, but I don't know, maybe this will mean something to you that do. I'll let you read it. We've also got some huge gas can changes. You can now pour the gas out of a gas can. So I have read this all. So basically, when you can equip a gas can to your melee slot and then hold RT to pour the fuel out wherever you want it to. It takes 7 seconds in total to pour out all the gas. You can then shoot that gas that's on the floor or throw a nade at it, and it will light up in whatever area you've poured it. Also, you can throw the gas can at people now, and as you throw it at someone or at something, you can throw it somewhere and it will spill gas onto the floor. You can then shoot that and it will create a fire. Also, if you see a gas can on the floor and you shoot it, now as well as exploding, it will create a fire, the same as a Molotov. So yeah, a lot of changes to the gas can. It drops gas, it drops fuel, and you can create fires with it a lot easier. Spilled fuel also burns for 20 seconds. I'll let you pause that and read it if you want to. So, ranked mode. These changes I'm really not happy about. A new ranked season. I was really looking forward to this ranked season. A new ranked season has begun. Ranked rewards for season 7 will be distributed to players shortly after launching into the new season. Vikendi has been added to the ranked map pool. Not sure how I feel about that, but it is what it is. Players' ranks have been reset. This is only a soft reset, so if you were in Master Tier or Diamond or whatever before, after completing your placement matches, you won't get placed back into Bronze or Silver if you do badly. It's a soft reset, so you'll get placed probably just lower than where you were last season. It doesn't mean you'll get placed at exactly the same point, but you'll get placed closer to it. So these are the changes that I'm really not happy with. Team placements. So your rank points acquired based on players' performance will now have to account for team placement rather than individual placement. So if you die at the start of the game, but your team, basically you will get the placement points from whoever finishes highest on your team. So if you die right at the start, and the 3 of your teammates go on to win the game, for you it classes as a win. Obviously this is the same as we've always seen it on normal team deathmatch, so what we're all used to anyway. But from a ranked perspective, it really does make sense the way that it was before, how if you die at the start, you lose points. When a player leaves a match, even though teammates are still alive, placement points will be calculated based on the team placement at the very moment when the player leaves the match. If the player decides to stay with the teammates and the team wins the chicken dinner, the player's placement points will be considered as first place. You also get So they're also giving out bonus kill points for killing players higher division than you. So when killing an enemy player whose rank is up higher than 5 divisions, so a silver 5 killing a gold 5, players will be able to earn bonus RP. So not only are you getting more points now from placement, most games, because you get the placement points of the highest ranking player in your team, they're also giving you more kill points for killing higher tier players than you. RP growth rate adjustment. This one's the most baffling. In order to have players reach the rank best matching their skill, we've adjusted the RP growth rate 50% greater. So, why are you so desperate to get people to the rank which best matches their skill? It's not skill-based matchmaking. So, it's not like, oh, we've got all these master tier players in gold killing all the gold noobs. They get to master tier, you still place them against silver and golds. So there's literally no rush to get people to their rank best matching their skill. That literally it doesn't matter. And within a week of ranked coming out, there were people in master tier. Within 2 weeks, there were several people in master tier. At this point now, there's more than 500 people there's 500 people on the leaderboards. So Why do you need to speed it up by 50%? And also it says the growth rate is up 50%. Does this also mean that you will lose 50% more when you lose points, or just when you gain them? So the reason I don't like this right now is because if you're now getting placement points based on the highest placed person in your team, the main reason why it was hard to get Master Tier is because if you died at the start, you'd lose a lot of points. And if you're in a good team of, all Diamond or all Master Tier players, it's not very often your whole team will die at the start. It's very easy for you individually to die at the start, but it's not very likely your whole team will. So if you're not going to have them games where you drop -20, -30 because you died at the start, and you will then get chicken dinners from that when the 3 people on your team clutch it, or you don't get minus anything because they finished top 10, but you didn't get any kills, so you just get +1 or -1 or whatever. If that's now going to be the case, how are you losing points? Where do you lose them? You're just going to gain, and you're gaining them 50% faster now. Especially if you're killing good players, you're going to be going up stupidly fast. And for me, it just seems like they're going back to the old PubG, where make everyone feel good about themselves, give everyone the best rank, give everyone all the best accolades, just to keep them happy. There's no point in having a skill-based ranking system if you're going to give everybody the top rank. And as far as I can see with these changes, unless there's something I'm missing, you're going to see 80% of the player base in Master Tier. At least the ones that actually play the game, a decent amount. Anyone that plays 100 games is going to get at least Diamond, if not Master Tier. And that means there's just no point of even having the ranks. It makes it completely irrelevant. So yeah, really not happy with the rank changes. If they wanted to make it so that you get points off of your team's placement, that's fine, but then you need to lower the importance of placement and put more emphasis and more points into kills, because then at least, yes, you might get a chicken dinner with your team because they clutched it, but if you didn't get any kills, then you're not going to gain you're not going to gain much at all. But the fact that the point system is so heavily emphasized on placement, and now you can get placement off of your team, it just means you're going to see so many terrible 1 KD players in Diamond and Master Tier, and it's just kind of ruins the whole point of rank for me, but we'll see. So vehicles, you now get the Motor Gliders now spawn in ranked. They spawn on Erangel and Miramar, and I think that could add a new element to rank, because a lot of ranked is about rotations around the map and getting to the best compounds, the compounds in the center of the zone. So I think the gliders will be used quite a bit, to be honest. And they also spawn now with a bit of fuel ready in the tank, so you don't have to sit there for 10 seconds filling it up. The BRDM can't get caught in with a flare gun now because it was more powerful than we expected. Yeah, it was pretty OP in rank, to be honest, the BRDM. They made some optimizations with the performance. The footsteps are also being redesigned and remastered. I personally think the footsteps are one of the best parts about this game. I know it's not perfect at times, but realistically, you play other shooting games, the footsteps aren't anywhere near as good as PUBG's. We've got some new skins and some little doggy backpack skins. For anyone who's into skins, I don't really bother with them, but I know a lot of people like them. New victory dance, that's going to tilt me, cool. Bug fixers, I'll let you screenshot on the bug fixers, see if the most annoying bug for you is being fixed. And that is everything. And that's it from me. Let me know in the comment section what you think. We've got the rank changes, we've got the obviously the rework to Sanhok, we've got the loot truck, we've got the gas can. Let me know what you think about all this stuff in the comments. Please do hit the subscribe button and the bell. I actually live stream on YouTube pretty much every day, and I upload videos as well. Please do check them out if you find a minute. And yeah, I'll catch you later. Peace.